and they're walking among us. And I said, what do you mean? What do you mean they're walking among us? He goes, I mean exactly that. They're walking among us.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys, they're walking among us. Your neighbor could be one, right? Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the goddamn internet. Today we're going to be talking about James Fox and some of the new releases he's done, specifically speaking about some of his personal experience with, these telepathic NHI beings. I recently saw a clip of him mentioning that he has made eye contact with one person that was like different, and then there was like a telepathic communication almost instantly, and he never saw that person again, and he did not even want to tell people because how crazy that would make him seem. I wonder how many people on this planet today have had similar experiences, and this is just really notable and so fascinating. Okay, you're not gonna want to miss this, so stay a while, stay till the end. Big surprise there. Daily uploads, subscribe, notifications on. We are almost at 500 subs. Oh my god, that would be so sick. We're gonna get membership, guys. We're gonna be growing this channel into something real cool really soon.
I was following Timothy Good about Top Secret. That was like my research encyclopedia for Making Out of the Blue, and then I don't remember if he talks about it in a book or if it was a subsequent interview, but he talks about him seeing one and then communicating telepathically. And Timothy Good, in my book, was a very credible guy. He's a prolific writer and considered to be a really good researcher. So that kind of got my attention a little bit about 20 years ago.
Guys, so Area 52 is seemingly a really good channel. I was watching YouTube the other day, and I saw this video that came out, and I knew I was gonna have to talk about this shit because it's so fucking good. I was watching this, it's like not even sure, but I'm taking all the good shit out for you guys just to enjoy, okay? Because you guys deserve more than that fucking long video. But yeah, and I was just like really entertained, and I was like, I love watching this shit. It's so interesting and on the edge of something new, maybe behind the veil. And they were talking about all these beings, like different types. George Knapp was talking about his mantises in his garden, and how if the mantis aliens ever, if there's trouble, then, George is covered. He made friends with the mantises, guys. But enough joking around, but this was a really good ass video. So if you want to check out his channel, Area 52, make sure you do that. I'm really jealous about everyone that went to contact at the desert. I really would like to go in future events. All the fucking legends were there. Yeah, if there's an event again, guys, fly me out. I'm just too poor to do that right now. Donations down below.
And then in 2010, I had just put out a film called I Know What I Saw, which was a 2-hour special I sold to History Channel. And I got an email from Robert Bigelow. And it said, it was actually from his secretary. It said, this is secretary,
Let's just take 1 second to let that sink in, right? Receive an email from Robert Bigelow, okay? This guy at some point owned Skinwalker Ranch, if I'm not wrong. George also has a lot of stories about this fella. Like, he's been a major part of ufology, the history, the paranormal, where they talk about portals on properties with weird, like, energies. I mean, Jesus Christ. This guy, imagine receiving an email and being able to interact with, right?
Mr. Bigelow wanted me to reach out on his behalf that congratulations on a job well done with your doc. Wow. Robert Bigelow? Whoa. I emailed back like, hey, would he like to get together or like maybe lunch or dinner, discuss, kind of some of my next moves? Little did I know at the time, he had just signed a contract just a couple years earlier, right? With OSAP and ATIP. And yeah, sure. He'd love to meet you. Come to his house. So I went to his house, 2009, 2010. I'd have to look it up, the emails, somewhere around there. And we had lunch. And he started talking about, you know, the implications of disclosure, the impacts on society. I remember him saying, you know, you take every scandal from Iran-Contra to Monica Lewinsky, all these scandals in the history of, like, modern history, and multiply them, the impact those have had, multiply that by 1 million, and that's the impact, you know, this reality would have on the general public. And I remember thinking, come on, like, really? You really think so? I've always thought, like, oh, you know, we really had this, you know, unifying effect on everybody. And then he goes, and they're walking among us. And I said, what do you mean? What do you mean they're walking among us? He goes, I mean exactly that. They're walking among us. I had something happen to me a couple years earlier, which I've never spoken about ever, because I would know. And even that, when that happened, I didn't talk to anybody about it. No one. And even when he told me that, I still didn't talk about it, because I had saw something one time in 2007.
And now we are heading into a part of this video that you have been waiting for. And thank you for watching thus far. I appreciate the fuck out of you, okay? Leave a comment down below. Let me know you made it thus far. I will interact with you. And thank you personally. Guys, this shit is sick, okay? So, tall whites, really mysterious fucking creatures, if we can call them that. There's been so many reports going so far back. Have you ever saw a tall white?
I made eye contact with this individual, and it was like an immediate, and I'd never really like considered this even in the realm of possibility. And I still don't know what I think, to be honest with you, what I really believe at the end of the day. But we had a telepathic, just like that.
Can you describe what the situation was?
Let's just take 1 second just to like imagine this is true, right? And what that means and implicates that we can do telepathic communication. We have this ability, and we can interpret and understand it even though we've never done so. They can just immediately, they are so advanced in this type of speaking and language, and you know that they can just force us into this new language. Like it has to be the most odd thing to experience ever, right?
And what this individual looked like.
I don't know if I want to go public fully on where it was, but it happened in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Yeah. And the individual looked like relatively a normal person.
So supposedly from far they are normal looking, but if you look closely, then you can notice it. So in Washington, D.C., that's where the decision makers are, where everything that makes America function happens. Why was this in America, in Washington specifically, right? You gotta think about that one.
And the individual, I remember, was doing like moving a chair or something like that, and this individual sensed that I was looking at him for whatever reason, kind of doing this, like maybe dragging a chair, and then turned around and looked me right in the eyes. And it was like, holy shit. Like in myself, I wasn't scared, but it was like you're not human. But it was really, the individual knew that was the communication that the individual gave to me, and knew that I had received it. And
it knew that you knew.
Yes. Yes.
And supposedly what's really interesting is a lot of these beings, or a lot of people that have experienced this, describe these feelings and language as, a feeling. You communicate in feelings and, advanced concepts like that we can't always have a word for in the fucking dictionary, right? So everything is communicatable from experience. So that's really fucking cool, I think.
Like in an instant. And I knew, it knew, and I was okay. Big blue, like electric blue eyes, like piercing, like freeze in your tracks when you got when I made eye contact. I never told a soul. because I sound like a crazy guy, and I don't know what I don't even know what I saw.
So
I'm just
is,
telling you what that was the communication that happened, and it happened like that, like that, and I wasn't scared.
What do they look like?
The eyes?
No, what did the person look like? Was
like
it
a normal person, dark skin?
Yeah.
Relatively. Not sure of the ethnicity. I'm not
Wasn't
sure.
Swedish or anything? Wasn't like Scandinavian?
No, no.
Tall particularly? Do you remember?
No, not tall.
Just
no,
regular
normal.
looking?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What made you look in that direction?
I don't know. And I just remember it was like, you know, and it was immediate.
And you knew.
Immediate communication. Just fucking bam, like that. And I wasn't scared. And then I went about my business and I never talked about it.
But it stuck with you.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. But I didn't believe it. I didn't even believe it. You see my point? Like, I didn't believe that happened to me. But then I'm hearing other people talk about it, you know, Timothy Good, and then Bigelow, the alleged encounter in the desert from 1994, Nellis test range that Mr. Sands talks about. You know, I don't know. Did it happen? Do these things happen? Are they walking among us? I don't know.
Guys, in conclusion, I think I know what we need to do. It seems AlienAntics will have to take the lead on this one. We need to kidnap one of these aliens. Anyone in Washington want to help with this? We need to kidnap one, and we need to interrogate and ask, why do you not make yourself known? Let's prove to the world. Can we communicate? Like, we need a shot of his eyes, him looking into the camera, and send a message. We need to do tests. We need to see, would this communicate through camera, or is it just through literally physical, in the flesh contact? So many questions that need to be spoken about. I was just joking about kidnapping a fucking NHI, Jesus Christ, but we need to become a little bit radical just to like get this out there, because we cannot die. Guys, we're flesh. We cannot die without knowing these things. We need to make it happen in our lifetime. We need to unlock the secrets of AI in our lifetime. We need to cure aging. We really need to rise as human beings, Homo sapiens, right? We need to make these things happen, as nobody else is going to do it for us. The next generations, I don't want them to enjoy all this shit and we just like died and, you know, we did a lot of the work. Fuck that, right?
I know a bar out in Mars where they driving spaceships instead of cars. Cop a Prada space suit about the stars. Getting stupid high straight about the jaws. Pockets on Shrek, rockets on deck. Tell me what's next, alien sex. I'ma disrobe you, then I'ma probe